The bands today are absolutely not happy. But what if I told you there was a way you could still practice and have actual QSOs with people with Morse code or CW, regardless of what the bands are doing? Meet VBand. If you haven't heard of VBand before, I hope you're just as excited after I talk about it for a little bit as I have been since I found it. VBand is a totally free website from Ham Radio Solutions, and it works on laptops, PCs, and even at least Android phones. But you're not even limited to just being able to try to practice Morse code using the keyboard. You can also plug in a real key with this USB interface. Let's get started. This is what the VBand website looks like. So we have a practice channel and then several different channels, which are basically like virtual frequencies that you can go in and practice Morse code with. You can get started with VBand without any hardware or any devices. You can try it out now. I'm going to go into the practice channel really quickly, and you can use I think there's a couple different keys you can use, but you can use these brackets right here to be able to use both sides of the paddle, because I have it set up for a paddle right now. All right, I didn't do so great there, but that's one of the reasons why using an actual paddle is so much better. And I can do the same thing with the actual paddle. You can go to the support tab and it'll give you a quick start on exactly what keys that you can use and everything that you need to get started. You can also go into the settings and change things like the speed, set it exactly how you like, and your tone, and whether or not you want to use a straight key or cootie, or different iambic paddle modes. And I've got an iambic paddle mode set up. If you have your call sign, you can plug it in here. I'll go ahead and do that now. If you or any of the other people that you're talking to have your call sign configured, when you click it, it'll take you to their QRZ page. And so here we go, let's just give it a shot. I found that it works excellently. This is really, really good practice because of the fact that you can make sure that you have enough space between your words and make sure that you're not leaving too much space in between letters. But the really cool thing about VBand is the fact that you can have actual QSOs. So you can go into one of these channels, and then if somebody joins that doesn't look like there's anybody else on right now, then we can actually have a live QSO. But if there's not anybody around at the time, there's a really cool feature. You can go in here and enable the QSO bot. And then with the QSO bot enabled, it will listen for whether or not you're calling CQ, and you can have a QSO with the QSO bot. So let me go back to the practice channel. So that's super neat. So if you don't have anybody to have a QSO with, you can just have a QSO with a robot. You can go back and forth. He'll tell you his location, ask for your location. Super cool. But what I found way more fun is you can go into these channels and have actual QSOs with real people. And the neat thing is, because of the fact that it has decoding, you can challenge yourself and not look at the screen. And then if you need to, you can glance at the screen or turn it back on in order to be able to fill in any gaps. We have even more really cool stuff to cover, but first, that's it in a nutshell. With VBand, whether you have a ham license or not, you can practice and learn Morse code. Great tool for practice. Whether the bands are doing good or not, you can jump on and have actual real QSOs, build up your speed, do your practice, and then take that with you and take that onto the air. And I've met some really, really cool, nice people on VBand, just like on the air. So it's also a great community. If you want to check out their USB device, just head on over to the store tab and you'll be able to see it and all the details and purchase it there. But also under the settings tab, you can learn more about their CW Hotline Device, which is super neat. So basically what this is a totally standalone device that you can configure to be able to use Wi-Fi, and it acts like a bat phone. Those are their words. You can configure it to be on the same virtual band with anybody else that has a CW hotline device, and then you can have Morse code conversations using just Wi-Fi without the need of any other device. Making it even neater is you can also use it as your interface for VBand to talk to other VBand users that don't have a CW hotline device. And if that wasn't enough, the CW hotline device also has an output for being able to key your radio. So if you have two of these, you could have one with you on the road, one with you right next to your rig, plug in the keyer, and you can remotely cue your radio. Then all that's left is you just need to come up with some sort of way of being able to interact with your radio to be able to hear it from the other side. And there's a video coming up soon about being able to remotely cue your radio using two of these devices. I've personally really enjoyed using VBand since I learned about it. So you might think, doesn't using a virtual band instead of actually being on the air reduce the number of people who are on the air to be able to talk to? And I agree, and that's one of the reasons why if I can be on the air, I am on the air, and I use this in cases when I can't and for practice. But I'm still really glad that this exists, especially for people who may not have a ham ticket, may just be interested in Morse code. Perhaps you have a ham ticket, but you aren't able to get on the air with your current situation. Regardless where you are in your learning Morse code and CW journey, I hope you'll give VBand a shot, and I hope to catch you on VBand and on the air. If you're new to the channel, I'm normally here with my wife,
Becky, N4BKY.
and we do POTA and SOTA CW activations and post those on our channel. On the screen now is one of our other videos, which is probably an activation. Please check it out, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. It definitely helps. And until next time, 73s, this is N4FFF.